Tom, first off, thanks very much for giving your time and speaking with us ahead of the launch of Built in Birmingham, Brady and the Blues. Could you tell us a little bit about what inspired this Amazon documentary?
Well, we've been capturing stuff for the last few years, and since we were able to make the investment in the club, I think all of these things we've wanted to document,
Mm.
certainly from the fans, so that they understand the commitment that so many people have made and are making to try to make Birmingham City as successful as possible. So it's been a really great journey. Obviously, we're kind of back to where we started, but hopefully the club's in a much better place in terms of process and infrastructure, and it's going to be a great season ahead. I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, that's really evident when you were starting to watch it. But we have seen the likes of Arsenal, Spurs, Man City, Leeds all do these behind the scenes documentaries with Amazon, and obviously Wrexham and Sunderland have done it on other platforms. This one feels a little bit different. It feels like you're trying to bring the audience to understand what Birmingham is and what Birmingham City is all about. Can you just
Yeah.
talk to us about your thought process behind that?
Well, that's the creative team behind the project that really understands what Birmingham is all about.
Mm.
And I think when you see the contributions from a lot of people that are in the dock, certainly someone like Stephen Knight, he's got a great understanding of what this city and culture really is. And I think there's an edge to it. I think it
Mm.
brings out kind of the heart and the values of the community, of what the supporters really are, how much they believe in the club. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to all go out there and continue to build on what's happened the last few years. We really have great ambition, and it's great that the fans get an inside look into what we're doing.
Yeah, and as someone that's from Birmingham and used to be a captain of Birmingham City, I can 100% attest to that. It's really captured what the grittiness of the city. One thing I wanted to ask you about your time there. We see you fly in and out, and it feels like every time you come in, you reference Cincinnati as a place you like to go, hardworking. What was it like for you first landing in Birmingham? Because it is a bit of a grimy city, as we like to call it, a bit of a working man city.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Look, I always feel like, that's the heart and soul of a lot of these countries is the people that, are working every day to try to transform this city and community and to build on what the city is all about. And that's what
Mm.
Birmingham is. It's a tough, hard-nosed place, and it's got a lot of people there that, work their tail off to make the community a bit better every single day. And there's
Mm.
a lot of pride in the city. There's a lot of great values. And this club represents all those things. It's going into its
Hmm.
150th year. There's incredible support. We saw that last year as the team did so successfully on the pitch. There were more and more supporters every single week, not only just in the stands, but also involving themselves in the
Hmm.
conversation around the club. So whether it be blogs or whether it be interviews, whether it be Instagram followers, whether it be tweets, there's been a lot of community engagement, and that's what this sport's all been all about.
Yeah, there's a key point, and there's a couple of key points that I picked out that maybe are a little bit sensitive. So if you don't want to talk about it, please just tell me to shut up. But that's absolutely fine. But Tom Wagner talked about rebuild, and he says about culture, physical infrastructure, and the product. Obviously, you've hit all three of those things, but culture comes up a lot, and you talk about it, and it's about you said talent wins you games, but process wins consistently. And I just thought that was really, really to Birmingham City fans who have suffered for nearly 15 years. Can you just talk to what you consider as culture and how you make that happen?
Yeah, and I think about this a lot, certainly. The process for improvement is ultimately how you create a winning environment and sustain it over a period of time. If you
Hmm.
have the right processes for success and you lose, you could be a bit unlucky. If you have
Hmm.
the wrong processes and you win, to me, you're a bit lucky.
Yeah.
The goal is to think about the processes and how do we create an environment for the players, the staff, the entire organization to be successful? What are the
Hmm.
values that we can instill in this club that are sustainable for winning? And I
Hmm.
think you have to find people that have those values, bring them into the organization, allow them on a daily basis to work hard and make decisions that are in pursuit of what you're trying to accomplish. And over time, those people set a standard for an expectation that need to be met every day so that when new people come in, they're able to understand and feel what those values are all about. That to me is a great winning culture.
And a huge part of that is obviously nutrition, which I know you're passionate about. Having played there for 2 years, it was something that I struggled with coming from Watford in the Premier League to Birmingham City. How have you got the not only the players but the staff behind the nutritional improvements that you've wanted to do as well?
Yeah, and I give a lot of credit to the entire staff who is in the kind of health and wellness
Mm,
department that have really embraced the information and knowledge that we have brought to this club. And they've
mm,
welcomed us with open arms. My best friend, Alex Guerrero's very involved in everything that goes on in the club, injuries, rehab. There's people on the ground, the head of the training staff. Everyone plays an integral role in the success of this club, and
mm,
everyone has invested their time and energy to doing the best they could do. So a lot of it is always learning and it's growth and it's
mm.
people coming in with new ideas, and these ideas can translate into doing things new ways with better process to create better outcomes. And that's what it's all about for us.
Yeah, it's a key point I've written down on my notes, and I just wanted to add, just to add on that. You seem to really understand people. That seems like a trait that you get. You understand people. How difficult is it to get? They say you can't get teach an old dog new tricks, but that's kind of what you've had to do, right? You've had to change the information that fans are getting, that staff are getting. How has your people skills been able to transform that?
Well, I've again for a lot of years when you're in a locker room,
Mm,
and I was 23 years professionally in a locker room. I was 5 years in college, 28 years, 4 years in high school, 32 years of being in a locker room. I've been around people from all over the country, different ages, different races, different
mm,
ethnicities, different parts of the country, different cultures, and you got to find ways to relate to everybody. It's
mm,
never just one way, and I think you have to open yourself up to be vulnerable to people. I think you have to deeply care about other people, and you have to find things that, I always think relationships are about relatability and your ability to relate to other people. It's not
mm,
their ability to relate to you. It's like being a parent. If you want to relate to your children, you better go find the things that they like talking about, things that
mm.
they like doing. You can't ask a child, hey, come, pay attention to what I like.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a very good relationship with your children. So you got to go and open yourself to other people and say, how can I embrace the things that you enjoy? And I think when you do
Mm.
that on a bigger scale, certainly when you relate it to a football team, you've got to open yourself up to that. And how can we help you be successful? What are the things that are important to you? And then you do your best to provide that within reason, like I said,
Hmm.
in pursuit of trying to win.
Yeah, there was a key point for me in episode one. You visit with your friends. You go to the training ground and you meet Wayne Rooney. And when you leave, you talk about you're not sure of Wayne Rooney's work ethic. Like you kind of question that, and I think it's really interesting because you've worked with Bill Belichick, obviously, who's one of the greatest of all time. So I just wondered what was your learning and your understanding of that as to what gave you those feelings, and then secondly, why did you wait so long to then make the changes as a team if that's what you felt from that first meeting?
Well, at different times, you always want to give people opportunities to succeed.
Mm,
And I have tremendous amount of respect for Wayne and what he
yeah,
accomplished. He's one of the greatest players that's ever been on a pitch.
yeah,
And at the same time, I have very high expectations for what leadership looks like. And I really felt like in the time that I had that, we have to give everything we can to the players in terms of our time and energy and our commitment to seeing them succeed.
mm,
And we found that in Chris in our second season, who's done an incredible job as manager. He's been a great leader for the organization, and I'm very excited to see how he continues to build on what he's already accomplished last season going into New Year, because the reality is this year is very different. And two
yeah,
years ago was very different from last year. This year is going to be very different from last year. And the work to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish is all about what you're doing today, not about what you did 2 years ago or 5 years ago. It's about what you do today and moving forward every single day.
Yeah, just on that, looking forward. I've been given my 2 minute warning. Don't worry. Birmingham City versus Ipswich is the first game live on talkSPORT. I'm going to be there. What is the expectation for this season? As you say, anticipation's changed. This documentary will then add fuel to that fire now. So, what is the expectation for this season?
Well, I want these players to know that they have all the support they need for them to go out there and accomplish their goals. Certainly, the only people that really can get things done are the people that are within that locker room.
Yeah.
And the staff and those players, they're the ones that are going to decide the fate of this season. It's our job and opportunity to help solve problems for them and to put them in a great position to succeed. So it's not going to be anything I say here in late July that matters. It's going to be about what they do when they show up to training, how they recover, how they eat, the individual choices they make, whether they win or lose. Do we learn from our mistakes? Do we show up the next day with a competitive attitude to be successful? Does the manager continue to think and study different tactics week in and week out? Because every week is something different. You're going against different teams that have different strengths and weaknesses. And then ultimately, can those players go out and execute under pressure?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're trying to find. And the people that are doing that, they're going to be in this club for a long time. And the ones that aren't, they're going to have to find other places. And that's the reality of sports. That's what I realized as a sportsman. You got to show up every day with a great attitude to be successful. And if you don't, there's other people that are there that are trying to take your job. And if you have ambition to play at the highest level, the competition is within yourself. It's about what you bring to the table. It's not about what someone else does. If you show up every day with a great winning competitive attitude and you're willing to do whatever it takes to make the team successful, I promise you there's going to be a place for you.
Yeah, and just want to quickly change tack just on you've obviously bought into the Raiders. You're talking about now taking a historical franchise and changing mentalities and cultures. How are you finding ownership both with Birmingham City and with the Raiders?
Well, American football, I have, again, a lot of years invested in
Mm.
the people and the players, in understanding the league, the rules. Um, there are certain things that I'm very suited to do as an American football owner. Again, I only try to provide support and advice where I really feel like I have a strong point of view. And I
Mm.
understand that I don't know everything. There's a lot of things that I'm not good at. And I allow other people to be successful in those areas. And we try to support them just like a great team. So there's
Hmm.
no player that has strengths in every area. We have to surround each other with a group of people that allow us to all be successful. That's what makes a great team.
Perfect. And last question, can't let you go, Tom, without talking the Patriots. Mike Vrabel back. A lot of talk around the quarterback position with Drake May doing so well. How do you think that they're going to do moving forward, and what would you like to see as a step forward? As it was a difficult season last year.
Well, I think they have a lot of foundational pieces heading in the right direction for sure. And again, uh, the interesting thing in the NFL is everybody has great hope this time of year because no one's lost a game. And everyone
Yeah.
thinks they're going to be better, and we're going to be better in this area and better in this area. And then 4 games into the season, everyone's going to say, "Man, we sucked. We didn't do the right thing." So the reality is I'll know a lot more at the end of September about
Hmm.
what it's where these teams are individually at. And again, the teams that I believe work hard, have humility, they believe in each other. They believe in the goals of the team. They show up every day committed to each other. Those are the ones that are going to be most successful. And look, they haven't played themselves out yet. So it's a bunch of
Yeah.
hypothesis to think that I have all the answers to those things. It's really up to them. As a fan, I'm excited to watch to see who steps up because I appreciate the guys that are willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah. Tom, thank you very much for your time, and really, really good luck for next year.
Thank you. Great to see you, man, and enjoy your time in DC.